So very good afternoon to everyone, and I'm going to take you away from talking all about the nutrition, about anything because you've heard enough, and I'm going to directly target on what are the initiatives, the research initiatives that we are taking at the Central Center of Excellence on Soybean Processing and Utilization at CIA. So this used to be a project directorate, which unfortunately was disbanded and made into a Center of Excellence. And now again, I'm happy to tell to the House that very soon it's again going to be upgraded to a project directorate, which means there's a lot of fund going to come in and there's a lot of manpower that is going to come in with the present impetus that it's going to get, and that is soon going to happen in the next EFC. So our center, I would just briefly like to tell what do we do. So we are also in charge for developing the BIS standards, and we have around 10 products for which we have developed the BIS standards. There are some machinery development that we also do. There's training as a part of the dissemination, because whatever technologies are developed, so we are involved in the training. There's process technology that we are developing, awareness creation, and last but not the least is the research and development for soya bean processing for nutrition and health. The past initiatives are just very briefly, I'll just show it to you because these are just traditional products like there's chakli and there's tofu and there's soya nuts and all these, the idlis and gulab jamuns, these used to be made out here in our center. There are some machineries. We developed the dehuller, the grader, the tofu plant, the indigenous tofu plant was initially, manufactured by us, designed by us, and now there's a deodorizer that has been added. The model is the same, which is now the pristine. There's a company that is, and that's the quality of tofu that comes out of this is very, very good. It's a very high quality. It's a faking machine. So these are the old technologies that I'm talking about. Now, there are some technologies that we've developed recently which are ready for licensing. So we developed a kit that is, I'm sorry, this is the second one. There's a diagnostic kit which can detect the soya protein in the milk or the paneer. That is being, because you hear a lot about all this, that, what paneer we get in the market is not actually paneer. So we've developed a kit. This is now going to, because the scientist is retired, but this is ready for commercialization. There's some other hull. In the morning also somebody was talking, there's a lot of soya hull that is, that goes waste. So we have developed a technology for dietary fiber out of the hull, and one of it is already been commercialized. Kriti Industries, which is a very big industry, has taken this technology, and I believe Akash will soon take it. He showed interest in it, and I'm hoping that he's going to take it. And there are some other companies also that are interested in it. We also developed one, aqueous extract-based edible film from soya. And the major premise here out here was that, if we can put the Maggi masala into it and it goes into the Maggi and we don't need to, there's no paper, there's nothing. So that is the kind of thinking that went behind. Soya chop, of course, we have a technology, and it's a very popular technology taken by many, many industries. Around 7 to 10 people have already taken this. We've also made soya butter, which has been already commercialized, and we also are adding in the products that we are now making, we are adding the soya butter instead of because if we talk about vegan products, then soya butter is the one that we are using. Then we have some biscuits, they're calcium-enriched biscuits, there are some multi-nutrient biscuits. We also made a Nutri-Bar. There's some multi-nutrient laddus also. Now in the pipeline, in the morning, sir was talking about the soya split, and that it was actually an analog that he, I think so, had consumed, and he said it was very nice. So we have used some basic technologies like UV treatment and microwave treatment to enhance the pasting quality, the cooking quality of the soya bean splits. And we've done this, and this is also in the pipeline, and it's the pasting quality. If you can see from the pictures, it increases with the microwave treatment. There are different level of treatment that you give, and this increases and improves the pasting quality and the cooking properties. In a shorter period of time, you can cook. So this is this is in the pipeline. We also developed a film, because when we made that edible film, there was a discussion that we should have a machine which, is able to make these films. So unfortunately, we could not use the same material, but this is a machine which can be used for making any kind of film. So, and this you can see in the picture. So this is also in the pipeline, and we're soon going to do it for the soya bean itself. Now, the present initiatives that we are doing, still working on, they are yet not finalized. We've made, India's first vegan chocolate is made by us, and I'm sorry I could not bring it here today. I had planned to, and that scientist was unwell, so I could not get it, made. But sometime, I think so, next meeting, if you have it in Bhopal, I'm sure that you will all get a packet of this chocolate, which is very, very good, and it's a probiotic chocolate. Or you can call it parabiotic, because if after 3 months the probiotic cell dies, then it becomes parabiotic, and it becomes even better than the probiotic. So we've also made functional amrakhand. Again, this also has its probiotic. Then we have some probiotic milk powder also we've developed. These are all small scale. We haven't gone into the pilot as yet. These are in the pipeline. Then many people were talking about what are the varieties of soya bean, which one should be used for what. So we've developed, we are in the process, this is ongoing research. We are developing an index for the quality parameters, how much, what is the 7S, 11S ratio in it. So will it go for, because you know that 1 7S, I think so, is good for tofu, or one is good for milk. I don't know which one is for which, because I'm not, I'm basically extension scientist. So so that ratio is very, very important. So we're developing an index where you can just look at the, you can run the parameters and then see whether it is good, that soybean is going to be good for milk or for tofu. And I think so that will go well with what ICAR is doing, or in the ECRIPS. And while we identify the varieties, at that level only we can say, okay, this variety is meant for tofu, this variety is meant for milk, and or this variety is meant for oil. We also have now a genome editing facility with us, and in case anybody is interested, any kind of genome editing protocols to be developed, we could also assist. We are already doing on xylitol from the hull, which is a project that is ongoing. Then we also, there's a small student project, because when I came into the institute, I do things for the industry. So the oil extraction, solvent extraction was a big thing that everybody talks about, hexane. So we are trying to do this, and sir, I'm happy to share that we are getting around 79 to 80% of oil in cold press. If we do it in the expeller, the heat, the burning spoils the oil quality. So it has to be cold press. And with the treatment, the microwave treatment, we are able to get around, we're not able to get 100%, which the solvent extraction at 99% we get, but 79 to 80% we are able to get, which is because the price will be more of cold press, I think so, which should be a breakthrough in the alternative technology for oil extraction. Then some of the okara, everybody knows when we make tofu, it's a problem. So we've also trying a foam drying technology for drying, because it's very difficult to dry. There's so much of fiber in the okara, it's very difficult to dry it. So we are trying foam drying technology. This is also a student project that we have taken up recently only. We're also using extrusion technology by not drying the wet okara only. We are adding something and trying to make some extruded project. Again, there's a small, because we don't have a very good extruder, so we are giving a small students project. Then we also have used the de-oil cake. So I'm trying to, get the byproduct. So we've made these small edible katoris, which are also biodegradable. If you can see the the black thing that in between, that is, in 15 days in summers, we could, the whole katori could get biodegraded. And we've given it for soil sample testing, how much of difference and what is the quality of the soil that has enhanced. So that the Soil Science Research Institute is doing that testing. And the other is we also developed softy cones. This is again in the pipeline. The softy cones, the katoris are developed, but they have not, we are just going to apply for the patent for it. And the cones we are in the process of developing. Again, we are using DOC and making these cones, and these can be eaten, so there's no biodegradable study. We've also like I said, we do training. So we've been doing a lot of training. Then we just had a study on the impact of these entrepreneurship development programs and the dissemination initiatives. How does it make a difference? So we have seen that around 271 units are now in existence out of our entrepreneurship development program. And these are spread, if you can see the map, they're spread all over the country, although concentration is in Madhya Pradesh and in Maharashtra. And as Mahavir was talking, we also are getting a lot of demand from the Maharashtra government for the FPO training of the FPOs, and also individual people, and we have trainings every second month, or sometimes even monthly, and on demand we can have it anytime. And we have an ABI facility also where we incubate these trainees if they want. Gagan was here in the morning, he was a trainee. And there are some people who've done soybean processing for the past 15 years, and they come to us and say that we are facing a problem, now you train us. We are not getting that quality that is now, because earlier whatever was there, they were selling. But now since the quality is improved, so we have people who come after 10 to 15 years of already being in the industry and come and train with us all over again. This is just a figure of what kind of the profile of these people who had taken training from us and what are they making. And if you really see, these small units only, if you extrapolate the data, with this, the present, maybe if 3,000 you say, I think so we calculated around 2,000 some industries. It is 1,253 crore, just milk and tofu. We also did some study work with the farmers and with the rural development, in the rural development program. The one was soya-based nutrition feeding. This was done with AIMS. There was a study done, and the study proved that it had health benefit. We also did some program at Good Farming, Good Food. We popularized these products, and it improved the adoption of this. So if we make an effort, why I'm showing it, if we make effort, there's going to be a change in the consumption pattern, because soybean is something which requires consumption behavior in the consumption pattern, which is not very easy to do. Unless we have concentrated efforts, it is very difficult to get this done. Mahavir was talking about that we need, at village level, we need something. I have been talking, I think, so I repeat myself, people who have heard me before will always say it. One is I talk about those jingles, and also say like what today the Honorable Niti Ayog sir said, that Ramichandra sir said, that we need the industry to come forward. And he also said, Sunday ho ya Monday, Roj Khao Ande. It was a campaign run by NECC. I emphasize that all the time. Doodh, rose pure, glassful doodh was NDDB. It was not the government. So why are we looking to the government? Maybe, I remember we were with Sonic Biochem recently, and they, Girish ji was telling us that they started in 97 and they had not sold even 1 kg till 2003. So they had to bear that loss for that much time. So I think so somebody has to put in some money and not immediately aim for profit. Once you put in the money and once it picks up, then I think so it is going to flow, and then there's no looking back on the kind of consumption that is going to come through. So people need to, I think the government, we will, I think so, look towards the government for some kind of support, definitely. But the industry also needs to, so it has to be a PPP model. It cannot be alone government, it cannot be industry alone putting in the money. We have to together join hands and do it. What I was talking about when Mahavir was saying, I have also talked about, if you remember when you were children, there used to be a preservation center in the city where we used to take our tomatoes and we used to take our masalas and we used to take our and we used to get the achar made, we used to get the tomato, we used to carry the bottles. I think so that is the kind of units. We don't need everybody to have a whole processing unit. We need to have one unit where people can go and get their product made and then go and sell it. Not everybody, either you consume it or you sell it. You need to have that, because why to spend so much money where the, it is not going to run all the time. The whole unit is not going to, everybody is not going to produce that much amount. So let there be one unit at one, center, and people go take their ingredients and get whatever they made, their trained staff out there, they make it and give it to them and then they sell it. So that kind of, the charges should be very nominal. Maybe a government can do that. they can establish those kind of units. So I think so there's some food for thought for future research. It's all been talked about. I'm very interested in one aspect, that is the leg hemoglobin, and maybe and the NIR spectrophotometer for non-destructive method of identifying whether the near-infrared rays are there. If we see the seed and see the quality parameters and all the parameters of the seed, and again then say that, okay, this is for tofu and this is the milk, that is the ultimate that the industry would want, rather than having tests done. So these are the kinds of things that we are looking for in the future. And thank you for a patient listening. That's all from my side.